Hey, I think we are live. Yes, we are. Awesome. Nicola here. And welcome to Conscious Crypto Traders. We've been getting some really lovely feedback from you guys saying you love how we weave in scenario trading. We look at scenarios outside of the charts that could affect the charts, could affect the price action. And one of those scenarios is what day of the week is it and what's happened before. And normally when we get a pump from on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days in a row, Thursday, Friday starts to look like a retracement, and true to form, we have that retracement a little bit before we gear up. How far are we going to go? How low are we going to go? That's what we'll look at today for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the other scenario we look at is what's happening in the stars, the astrology, to see if there are any patterns there. And if you've been following our channel since the beginning, you know that for several months we kept talking about Shemitah year, which is based on a Jewish pattern of 7 years. Usually those 7-year cycles happen. There's a big crash within that Shemitah year, so we could be expecting a stock market crash. But the first day of Shemitah year, we called there could be a dip, and look at that, boom, there was quite a big dip. We've recovered nicely. So today I'm going to be looking at that. We'll take a big bird's eye view of what the trend is, where we're going, what we can expect over the next few days, and what we can expect over the next few weeks as well with the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And just to remind you, I have my webinar later on this afternoon, and it is the secret keys to successful crypto trading. If you want to exponentially increase your income every day, there's a strategy that I'm going to be teaching in that webinar this afternoon. If you can't come live, it will be recorded so that you can watch it, watch the recording. It's free, and the link is in the comment section of the stream, as well as below this video. And of course, we've got the Conscious Crypto Traders event coming up. And the last time to get your cheapest ticket before it goes up to $700, over $700 is Monday. Monday, you can get your ticket for, I think it's $367 or something like that, and $495 or something like that for the VIP ticket. So check it out. Link for that is also in the comment section, as well as, well, guys, thanks so much for all your compliments. That's awesome. In the description below. So those two resources that you have. Before I get on to talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum and where we're going, I just want to say thank you to all of you. We are a new channel, and we reached 1,000, and Teresa wanted to be here, but she's really busy with everything that's going on in her business, as well as we've got the event next week. It starts on Friday. So we've got 3 days of mastermind and workshops. So she's not here today, but yay, we have to celebrate our wins, and 1,000 allows us to start building the community and be able to be posting up to the minute information on YouTube instead of just a whole lot of videos. So if something happens and we can't create a video, we'll be able to post something up here on the discussion and then set up the community, I think. Actually, no, I think the community, we've got to wait for 10,000. I'm not sure, but the discussion most definitely. So make sure you check in on the discussion regularly. So thanks very much for all of your support. Okay, Bitcoin. What I thought I would do today is delete all of my lines. So I come to this with a fresh mind. I usually do this once a week, and just go, you know what? I've got all these biases on my charts with all these lines. What if I just delete them all and see things with a fresh eye? So that's what I want to do with you today. And then we'll niche down into the 1 hour to see, where the trades could possibly be. But if, like, there's a lot of excitement in the market because we posted a higher high here, right? We've come up, we've gone lower highs, trend reversal with the double bottom here. And then we've posted higher highs, and then we posted a higher high here. However, the overall structure is still heading down. I don't think that's going to happen for long, right? We need to get above this line here around about, let's just call it 59,000. Let me just get this line in here. Once we get above here, I think we can confidently be moon boys and girls. Let's have a look here. Say around about 59,300. Call it that. We come up above this line, somewhere along the line, retrace, bounce back off somewhere around here to confirm this as support. Then I think we can start taking these lower prices off the time frame. We also have a pretty clear bottom, which is 28,000 something, right? Let's put that in there. Depending on whether you do the wicks, let's just do the wicks, 28,655 approximately. So then we've got this this higher low. So here we go on this trajectory. I'm just drawing lines in. Guys, this is how, if you see my charts, this is how they start to look like pickup sticks. So in theory, we could come back down to 32, but if you remember the golden ratio, which I don't have my Fibonacci levels in here, but the golden ratio is sitting at around something around 40,000, 40,500, something like that, where we had significant resistance going up here. We couldn't break this for 2.5 months, and now we've retested it as support and we created a double bottom there. So this is the range I think that we're trading in, and I would say we're even trading in smaller ranges than that. So that's the daily. Now, yesterday and the day before, we were saying half moon usually always sees the top of a movement, and then we get a retracement down. Sometimes it's a small retracement, sometimes it's a big one. And at the exact moment of the half moon coming in, we had the retracement. Look at that. We had a red candle. So I think if we close out today's red candle, I still think we're looking bullish. I still think we're going, we're going up, but we're getting a retracement to create a little bit more momentum when we hit back up again. And what I'm really excited about is this fractal we've been watching since the beginning of the channel. Actually, since Saturn went retrograde 2020, we've been following this from the beginning. See on the left-hand side, this yellow line. I'm not going to go over it because we've done this so many times, but we've pretty much been following the exact same kind of movement until here. When we got to this part here, this was kind of like a sudden move up, and what we got here was a little bit of a slight move up, correction, and then coming up. But we did get this big drop, boom, big drop, boom. So we are coming out of Saturn on retrograde on Sunday, or Sunday or Saturday if you're down under, right? So the last time we went, Saturn is the ruler of, it's a planet of limitation in finances and career, which is why we've had so many difficulties this year with the lockdowns and everything, because that's the limitation, and which is coming to an end, guys. It's coming to an end. And when Saturn starts going progressive, what happened is we're right here. See this red candle here? We had this nice green daily candle the day before. And then we had this red candle. This was last year. Then we had this red candle, just a small retracement, traded sideways, consolidated for a few days, went back down a little bit. So over the week, we're consolidating, maybe going down to really establish a higher low. And then, folks, within a week and a half of Saturn retrograde, how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is when we took off and we went parabolic. So let's have a look and see what's going on here. In the charts, this is our red candle. So we could be consolidating, maybe coming down a little bit. I'll look at the support levels with you today, and then getting ready to take off sometime, after the 10th, 11th, 12th, all the way up to the 18th, even the 18th, I think we could really fly, because Jupiter comes out of retrograde. So if that's all a little bit too much for you guys who aren't into astrology, I just want to remind you that it's always good to be open-minded, because we've been accurate with every single one of our calls, right? We called this dip here on the 19th of September because of where we were at astrologically. We've called other dips as well. So I think it's good to be open-minded. And then if it doesn't happen, because it is law of averages, everything to do with technical analysis is about patterns and law of averages of those patterns. And astrology is just a pattern with laws of averages. Oh, sorry, I didn't turn my phone off. I will do that right now. So let's go down into the lower time frames and see, now that we've got this overall idea of where we're going. If we look into the 4 hour, what kind of a pattern have we got? We're kind of nicely stepping up, creating a bit of a downward motion here, right? Nice bottom here. We just might not go below 40,672 on this retracement. We've got, like, it would take a tremendous amount of momentum. But if you look at the RSI, we are a little bit in the overbought territory. So we are due for this retracement, which we are getting. But what I wanted to show you on the 1 hour, which is more important if you're looking at placing trades, if we take this line here, I always draw the lines where the tops are, so I can just get like a trajectory. So we're looking at needing to break above that trajectory. But this bull flag has been invalidated. We were all excited, we were all hoping, but it just came at the wrong time. Came on the wrong day, came on the wrong time of the month. Right, and we've been invalidated. But what's happening is it looks like we could be forming maybe a downward channel. Let's have a look at how this develops over time. So when the market is like this, it's possible that we could get a, this is looking a little bit like a setup for a Bart Simpson, which a Bart Simpson basically looks like Bart Simpson's head, like that. And that would bring us down anywhere between 50,678. Maybe we stop off here. It looks like we've got a bit of a nice support here at 51,718. But this that's a possibility. However, if this does turn out to be a descending channel, excuse me, this descending channel breaks to the upside more often than it breaks to the downside. So right now, in terms of placing trades, we're in a little bit of a consolidation period, not knowing which way we want to go. We're on Thursday and Friday after 3 pump days, which is normally consolidation, maybe a little bit more downward action. So in my opinion, this is the time to set up your longs. And if your experience with shorting, you can take a risk at doing that. However, a lot of the shorts on Bitcoin have been U-turning and people have been getting liquidated or stopped out at a loss because it'll wick. And unless you get the bottom of the wick, once it comes back up, it's back up into the area where we're trading, and then you're at a loss. So I'd rather save my profit and set up for the bigger moves. So let's put in our Fibonacci's and see where could we possibly go for the retracement. And I'm going to start at the bottom of this whole movement. Oops. I'm still getting to grips with the new update for TradingView. Ah! What are you doing? Sorry, guys. It's like this doesn't actually happen on the trading platforms, but on TradingView itself, on my TradingView at least, I've got all sorts of weird crap happening. Is anybody else getting that since they updated last week? Stick it in the section there. Oh, good. Hey, Stephen's coming to the webinar. That's awesome. There we go. Oh, no, I'm in the wrong place. Get it right, and then I'm in the wrong place. What is going on there? I think I need to just lift this up a bit. There we go. Oh, it's time consuming when you have to keep doing that. There we go. That's what I think what's happening. I was running into the volume. So our golden ratio support sits around about 50,328 approximately, which means we could get this Bart Simpson, or we could just trade downwards till the weekend and then head on up. So that is obviously a really good place to put in a trade. Now I'm going to go over to my other chart to show you the other patterns that we've been looking at. Where are we? I've lost my thing at the top. Oh, it's ridiculous. What is going on? There you are. Bitcoin. And I want to go to the monthly with these lines in. Now remember, these were the lines that have been the bull run from the beginning. This is the resistance line. This is the support line. Look at that. We've broken above it. So if we go to the weekly, we are well and truly above this triangle. This is a bullish pattern where we will continue to go up to the upside. That's why I've always known I don't think we're going to go down into the, the low 20s. It made no sense on the charts for me at all. This is a resistance zone here that could become support. So we could retrace back down to 45,070, even 45,010, maybe 44,000. But this has been quite strong in the past. If I drew all this all the way out here, we've got a little bit of support going on here. But we've broken out on the weekly. Now let's have a look at the daily. So not only did we break out of this resistance, this is the retracement back to retest if this line is going to act as support now, and we're not going to fall back down into here. So over the next couple of days, we're going to see if the daily candles come any lower or if they'll just bounce off here and not actually come all the way down. If we do come all the way down, we're looking at around about 51,522 or 51,268 as a possibility. 3 days, actually, 1, 2, 3. So no, it would be like 51,522. So all of these other targets that I had, we had this downward narrowing wedge. We reached that. We went above 53. Here's the W, and the W was at around 57.82, just a little bit over that, and we blasted through that. And so now we're on our way in bullish territory. So I'm sensing the retracement won't really go back into the pattern on a daily candle other than maybe just a wick. So you've got all those support lines to get ready to maybe dollar cost average in if you're spot trading. And if you're trading with margin, you might want to do smaller positions to dollar cost average down if we do indeed go all the way back down to this level here. But we don't want you missing out on the bounce off of this support line if we don't go lower, right? So that is that with Bitcoin. With Ethereum on the daily, bit more bullish. We didn't get too much of a retracement, right? We did come all the way down here yesterday. And then when new moon hit at 3337, the new moon hit, we retraced all the way back up into the pattern, and we've got a W here. However, remember, we are still going down in terms of we've not created a higher high. We need to get above 40,039 and retest that as support in order to head on up more and just go, we're going to the moon, which I think is going to happen in October, November, December. If you watched yesterday's live stream, and if you're coming to today's webinar, I'm going to show you a chart with the predictions for the prices based on the law of averages of previous bull runs here. So like if this is a triangle, we're not really due to break out of this range for a couple of months yet. However, I think we will, right? So now let's have a look at potential. That's the daily. Let's go down to the 4 hourly. patterns on the higher time frames are more reliable than patterns on the lower time frames. Do we have a channel heading to the upside here? I would say so. So we're creating a channel. Remember these upward channels, while we're bullish in terms of the fact that we're creating higher lows and higher highs, ultimately they break to the downside more often than they break to the upside. So we could come up here a little bit, break back down, come back down to approximately 3,265. And then if we break that, you know, the next obvious support on the charts before I even bring in the Fibonacci's is 3143. And then of course we've got this nice support here at 2764. And if we break that, then we could come back down to 2330. Again, not really sensing it. But I'm feeling like this is and I'm not going on just on my feelings. Oh, my feelings are this, and therefore I don't think so. It's just because every day we're saying the same thing over and over again. So I don't want to be too repetitive for you. But there's overall bullishness and bullish sentiment. We're in the greed zone, which is usually when people start shorting, but people shorted too early and got liquidated yesterday when we had the pump, and we don't want you doing that, right? Golden ratio for this whole movement from the bottom to the top is sitting at around 3039-ish or 3035, depending on where you put your line. So that is another possible setup for a long. And then this is lovely. Look at this. There's confluence here at the bottom of this channel going up. We have confluence 3273. Look at that. We've got the Fibonacci level right on there. So we could reasonably, on law of averages, expect if we do break down from here and we do break this Fibonacci level at 3412, we're possibly going to come here and either bounce off. And if we keep going back down, then we're going to bounce off of here at the golden ratio at 3031. So I'm thinking, based on the fractals that we have been watching, that this is not a big 20-30% retracement. This is just a blip, which happens all day, every day in crypto anyway. It's like so it's like a bit dangerous to short, especially with all of these support levels. Better to look at getting in a long position. And I know Carl from the Moon and several other people that I follow are in longs and they're not out of them, right? I took profit, so I'm out of all my trades because I took profit yesterday. But they're still going, expecting this to go up. So now what we're doing, the mindset is, let me get a good position. And I've given you all of the support levels where we could bounce off and come up. So then what you do, guys, is that you look at the Fibonacci levels in the 4MA, which I didn't do for Bitcoin. So I'll go back and do that. Ichimoku cloud is looking a little dangerous here with the straight line. We're above resistance. The lagging span is above the cloud. We've got green stacked on top of red, which is the conversion line, stacked on top of the baseline. So this is bullish. We are heading towards a green cloud. If this doesn't change, because the Ichimoku cloud is dynamic based on a number of other indicators, including the moving averages and so on. But I would just say that within the next 2 days, leading up to Saturn coming out of retrograde, guys, leading right up to the 9th, 10th. Here we go here, right? Where this start, that is perfect timing. This red here is always a potential to just come back down to the bottom of this channel, as well as come down to the bottom of the channel where it started itself. So watch out for that. These are really good entry points for longs, especially if you dollar cost average in with a little position, small margin, in case we go down lower and you've got another buy order in there, you bounce off of that and you've lowered your entry point, right? That's one of the strategies that we teach in Crypto Ninjas. If you want to learn that full strategy, you definitely want to come to today's webinar because I'll be talking about crypto ninjas at the end of the webinar today. So that's that. I'm also going to give you a strategy for daily trading. So let's have a look in the 1 hour. Yeah, so you wouldn't long here because you're coming up to resistance. You want a retracement. And if we get a bounce off of here, as I said, and we go up, it's looking bullish. On the 1 hour, this flat line here in the Ichimoku, in my observational experience, is danger zone for the price action. This is where we can often cut right through when it's flat like this. So I always, whenever I see that, I always make sure that my trades are protected. Is this a bull flag on the 1 hour? Possible. It's not perfect. It could be a rising wedge starting here, just because there's too much gap here from the actual flagpole, in which case that is a bearish pattern, in which case we are heading towards where we might come down. And look at that. If we break out tomorrow, trade within this range here, maybe fake out, come back up, come back down in. So if that plays out, then that's taking us directly to the bottom of the wedge. So this is awesome. That is a really good sign. Do we have a bearish divergence ever so slightly? Look at that. Higher on the RSI and then lower, and then we've got higher just, like only just. So that part, there was a bearish divergence earlier that played out, which was this here, so that we could be just seeing trading within the pattern. So setting up for a long for here, you want to make sure that it's bouncing off one of these support lines that I've mentioned. So let's go over to the 4 EMA, which is the averages. If you haven't got this indicator in, it is this one here, 4 EMA at Filicone. This is an indicator that I watch Crypto Jack use, which I love. And you change the colors, top blue, green, yellow, red. That's a long, red, yellow, green, blue stacked on top of each other is a short, and you want to change length 1 to 8. So the moving averages is 8, 13, 21, and 55. So at the moment, it's showing long, blue, green, yellow, red. There's no crossover. Is there crossover on a shorter time frame? And we can see that the blue had a bit of a short here. Look, it's come back on top. It's still looking pretty bullish. Let's go over and have a look at Bitcoin, because we didn't do that for Bitcoin. And let me just use my new chart, not my pickup sticks chart. Take that out. Bring in Ichimoku first of all, down onto the 4 hourly. Yeah, so the Ichimoku cloud is looking a little choppy. So we do, it's still showing that we could have a little bit of downward momentum, but it's looking bullish. Blue sky ahead. I mean, green sky ahead. So this is just normal retracement, nothing too exciting there. 1 hour, same. Consolidation. Like if we stay above this Ichimoku cloud, I use cracking cryptocurrency Ichimoku for you new guys, because that is set up for the crypto market instead of the stock market. And so that's looking good. However, look at that on the 1 hour, the baseline red has crossed over the green here, indicating that we've got a possible setup for further downward action. So I would go into the 4 EMA to see if that is concluded, and that's still looking bullish. It's blue, green, yellow, red. But let's go to a lower time frame. Yeah, look, on a lower time frame, just short term, we have downward action. And if you have a look at what's going on here, we're doing lower highs. So, so that's all looking really good. What else have we got here? I've noticed the changes in TV and they drive me nuts. I laugh with you every time it gets you. Oh yeah, I know. I'm like a little bit reactive because I'm a bit stressed with our event next week. So normally I'm like Zen, I'm peaceful and I meditate and it's like nothing phases me, but everything's facing me at the moment. Cool. So we've got the setups for both Bitcoin. Oh, look, there's a W there that looks like it's going to get invalidated on the 15-minute. Go back over those support lines if you didn't write them down. And those of you who are here and you're going to be at the webinar, link is at the top of the comment section here. I will see you in the webinar. It's going to be super, super fun. And mostly, if you haven't got your ticket for the Conscious Crypto event, you've only got a few more days before it goes up. It goes up when Saturn comes direct. So make sure you get that. And I'm going live every day right up until the 14th, like the day before our event, so that we can track this Saturn retrograde going into progression. See here, last year we got some really interesting price action before we got this parabolic run. So we want to make sure that that we're following that. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of your support and your lovely comments. We're at 1,000 for a new channel, growing really fast, and we appreciate you sharing our videos, liking them, subscribing. That really helps us get the message out to more people who are interested in trading consciously. So I will see you tomorrow. Those of you in the Discord server, link is below. If anything exciting happens today, I'll be placing more technical analysis in the server. So I will see you all there. Thanks so much. Bye now.